Hey guys, PokeTrips here, and today I'll be going over the game recaps for Week 1 as well as the Week 1 power rankings. To start off, the first match that we had was the San Antonio Solars versus the New York Blasters. This match was very one-sided as Trey of the New York Blasters really showed that he was just in this to have fun, as he used 3 or 4 moves that had no effect on the opposing Pokemon. If Trey learns his types, we know that he can be better, as he almost won this battle without knowing any of his type matchups. From this battle, we also get the lead defensive Pokemon of the year, which is Goodra. Goodra took a lot of hits this game. Goodra and Infernape really put in the work this week for the Solars, and I expect good things from this San Antonio Solars team. Now, for the next game, we had the Arizona Houndooms versus the Indiana Bruisers. In the beginning, this match was really close and was extremely fun to watch. However, Owen didn't make the right plays down the stretch, especially not with his Celesteela, and instead of going for Leech Seed plus the Fly combo to gain some HP, which he was holding leftover so he would have gained even more, he went for 2 or 3 Iron defenses in a row, costing him the game. If he didn't do that, this game would have been certainly down to the wire. Owen has shown us that he doesn't really know how to use Blaziken this week. Michael, on the other hand, has shown us that Alolan Ninetales can be a huge threat in this format, and props to him for that. Now, for the next match, we have the Denver Maripos versus the Detroit Dialgas. Coming into this season, everyone was counting Cameron of the Denver Maripos out, and nobody expected him to get a single win. Theron, on the other hand, is one of the top 3 skilled players in this league, and everyone expected this to be an easy sweep for Theron. However, Cameron hung on in there with some crazy predictions and movesets, all mainly with his Sortera, and Cameron almost won the game. Cameron proved that he can certainly be a force in this league, no matter his team and no matter who he is facing. Theron could have played that game better, but he still got the dub, and that's what counts in the long run. Theron also swept late game with Manectric, getting 3 kills very close together on Pokemon that had very low HP. Now, next up, we have the Cincinnati Peds versus the Chicago White Sox. This is pretty much the entire game summed up in a couple of sentences. A Dragonite Sharpedo lead. The Sharpedo one-shots the Dragonite. In comes Mimikyu. Sharpedo switches out, Mimikyu Swords dances. Mimikyu kills every single Pokemon on the Chicago White Sox. Lastly, we had the first 6-0 of the season. Karthik of the Varslan Keldeo swept Joseph of the Phoenix Sunkerns, but it wasn't with just one Pokemon like you would expect. It was a huge team effort, and was pretty much a war until the very end. Although Joseph didn't get a kill, he did weaken a bunch of Karthik's Pokemon. However, once Karthik got the +2 Mawile up late game, it was over. Now, let's move on to the power rankings. Just a disclaimer, because of the wins and losses all being either 1 win or 1 loss, the ones with wins are in the top 5, and the ones with losses are in the bottom 5. Coming in at the numbers 10 spot, we have Trey. Now, while Trey's game was pretty close, he used 4 moves that had no effect on the opposing Pokemon. I think that is enough justification for the number 10 spot. Next up, at number 9, we have Joseph. Joseph got 6-0'd. The only reason that he was above Trey is because he really couldn't control the game. Joseph was just pinned against a wall. Now, something interesting about his MVP, which I want to talk about. Joseph's MVP is Dragology, mainly just because it took a hit and dealt some moderate damage. At number 8, we have a person that I demolished, Zach. Zach falls into the same boat as Joseph, meaning that he got swept, although not as badly. Instead of getting 6-0'd, Zach got 5-0'd, and Mimikyu had every single kill. This didn't really show us much of what Zach can do, as he really had not much for Mimikyu, but I feel he can pick it up in week 2. Now, at number 7, we have Owen. Owen played a pretty good game, other than a couple of plays, but those couple of plays cost him the entire game. However, he didn't get swept, so he kind of falls to the number 7 spot by default. Now, something that he needs to work on is learning about his physical special split, because the reason he lost is because he used Iron Defense on an Alolan Ninetales that was a special attacker. If he would have instead Leech Seeded, he would have been fine. Now, Cameron of the Denver Maripos comes in at our winners of the losers, being at the number 6 spot. This is a surprise to all, as Cameron didn't win a single game in our previous league. Cameron put up a great fight as well, to, in my opinion, the 3rd best person in this league, being Theron of the Detroit Dialgas. Cameron pulled some crazy plays with his Torterra, making me have a lot more respect for him as a player. Now, the worst of the winners would be Theron, who comes in at number 5. This is mainly because he almost lost to somebody that had no experience and somebody that wasn't expected to be good. He made some bad plays, but he still came through with a W, which is what matters. Now, number 4 would be Mapu of the San Antonio Solars. Now, Mapu almost lost to somebody that nobody expected to be good as well, being Trey of the New York Blasters, so I really can't put him much higher up on this list. If Trey would have known his type matchups, I feel like Mapu would have taken an L here. Now, number 3 falls to Michael of the Arizona Houndooms. Michael actually impressed me this week, pulling through with a dub on Owen. It was a pretty nice dub too. He really showed me that he knows how to use his team, especially Alolan Ninetales, and knows what moves to make and win. Good job, Michael. Now, our runner-up for this week, I don't mean to be an egomaniac, but is myself of the Cincinnati Peds. I swept the Chicago White Sox 5-0, with Mimikyu picking up all 6 kills with 0 deaths, which really showed how I know how to use Mimikyu. Mimikyu has proven itself as an offensive threat in this league, and it was a really good performance by me and Mimikyu. And until the Barcelona Keldios and the Phoenix Sunkern game, I really thought I had the first spot on this list on lockdown. Speaking of which, our best team of the week would be Karthik of the Barcelona Keldios. Karthik got a 6-0 sweep this week, completely demolishing Joseph of the Phoenix Sunkerns. It's not your normal sweep either, where it's just one Pokemon taking out the whole other team, such as with Mimikyu. Instead, this was an entire team effort for Karthik. Karthik topped all other teams this week. Well guys, do you think that I got the power rankings right? If not, what would your power rankings be? Let me know down below, guys. But for now, this has been PokeTrips, logging off.